Hey guys, what's up? It's Melkazunki. So time for another Isaac run. We're gonna play as Maggie this time because I still need to get a Maggie Sheol win. And the item that you get for beating Sheol with Maggie is actually pretty good. It's called Guardian Angel, and it's an orbital that is larger than most other orbitals, and it also, well, orbits, because that's what orbitals do. It orbits around you at twice the speed of other orbitals, and also speeds up the speed of which other orbitals orbit around you. So that's the item I get for beating Sheol with Maggie. So basically, if you can get Guardian Angel, and to keep a meat at the same time, it can pretty much block like the majority of tiers coming towards you. So it's actually quite good. And strangely, I've had a whole bunch of red heart drops like on the very first floor. That's not something that normally happens, and unfortunately on the first floor there's not really a whole lot that you can do with a bunch of hearts because there's not like going to be a blood bank or anything. I guess maybe there could be a blood bank spawn on the first floor. I don't know if that's possible or not actually, but either way, that's not happening. So we're just going to be playing with Maggie, you know, trying to get a Sheol win. Trying, probably not succeeding, but we'll see how it works. And I get Steven, no, Little Steve as my first item room, so hopefully that means I'll run into the Steven boss. And if that happens, you know, if I run into that on this floor or the next floor, I will actually get the Steven drop from that boss, which is a 2 damage up. It's a really good item, so I'm very much hoping that, you know, since I got Little Steve as my item room, that means that Steven boss can only drop his other drop, which is Steven, which is a much better drop, and I'm really hoping that that works out. But I could also use a bomb here. Well, there's a tinted rock, so I mean there's like a very likely location of the secret room, a gray chest, and a tinted rock, and I of course have no bombs, so I can't access any of them. But regardless, let's continue on to the boss, you know, with a pretty decent first room item, I would say. And we're gonna get our first orbital from this boss, which is Famine, because, you know, that's what Famine does. He drops cubes of meat. So I got hit, unfortunately. It doesn't matter because you can't get Devil or Angel rooms on the basement one anyway. And also, you know, there's tons of red hearts lying around, and I have the Yum heart, which can heal me, I believe, 1 heart every 6 rooms, or it might be 4 room recharge. I'm pretty sure it's 6 room recharge though, which is why the Yum heart isn't very good, is its recharge time is so long. And we get the first cube of meat, so that means I'm really hoping to see Steven on this floor, basement 2. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pop open the curse room and see what's inside. A troll bomb, you know, that's kind of what you gotta expect from rooms like that. And there's my first item room. I don't have a key, unfortunately, so I really would like to get one and be able to go into my item room as fast as possible. I mean, I don't have any rerolls or anything, so it doesn't matter if I find my item room right away or if it takes a while, I guess. But I do definitely want to get myself a key and make the item room happen. I've just gone key dry so much lately on like the cellar 1 and 2. It's absolutely crazy, you know. When you don't get that key early on in the game, you like miss an item room, sometimes 2 item rooms, and that's just really tragic. So a couple rooms in a row without a consumable drop. I really would like this trend to end and get that key drop out of the way. We'll see how that happens though. Taking out some of these gushers, pretty easy enemies for the most part. Get a bomb drop, which does mean I can get a soul heart, because there is a soul heart entrapped within rocks, but I could also check for my secret room because it looks like there's only 1 likely location for it. I'm not sure. Oh, there's our key. There's our key. Perfect. Okay, there's 2 likely locations for the secret room. And I find Gluttony here, so hopefully Gluttony will drop his unique drop, which is the less than 3 hearts. I did not see that coming, Gluttony. But yeah, his unique drop is a health upgrade, so it's always nice to get that from him. But unfortunately, he didn't drop it. And there's 2 possible locations for the secret room. I think if I place a bomb right here, I should be able to blow up oh my goodness. I was gonna say I should be able to blow up this rock and also check for the secret room, but I was actually able to do neither. So I just wasted a bomb, but it happens sometimes. So let's go ahead and check in the secret room, and we get, well, not the secret room, but the item room, and we get the pink and shears, which is a great drop. I will take that. That, you know, takes my head off of my body, and the body, well, the head can fly around and shoot like normal, and then the body attacks, you know, the boss or whatever there is in the room, and does a pretty good amount of damage. So it's one of the best space pro items in the game, in my opinion, so I'm perfectly happy to get it. We'll go ahead and test that out on this boss, which will hopefully be Steven. I'm really hoping to see Steven, because like, now that I got the little Steven, I desperately want that damage upgrade. and we end up getting Gertie Juniors. So not exactly what I wanted. Although, you know, since I can fly now, I think I can maneuver a little bit easier. And also, like, the body is going to do a fair amount of damage. As you can see, the body is just, like, doing work against these Gertie Juniors, these double Gertie Juniors. And even though I didn't take any damage on the boss itself, any red heart damage, I did take damage on the curse room, and I think I got hit by gluttony too. So, unfortunately, no devil room. I had a good chance for a devil room. I had, like, a 65% chance or something like that, or 55% chance, but unfortunately I didn't get it. Okay, this is one of the most annoying rooms in the game, because eternal flies are just incredibly annoying. I mean, bee-lickers are also annoying, but eternal flies are just the worst, because they take so many hits. They just take hits like a champ. Bee-lickers, I mean, if this room didn't have the bee-lickers in it, it really wouldn't be so bad. It's just because of the bee-lickers that it is bad. And shop there that I'm not terribly interested in. I don't think there's any way that you can make me go in there with no keys and 3 cents. Well, I mean, it's pretty difficult to access the shop with no keys in the first place, but we got a cent drop from that. I would love to pick up that bomb, but unfortunately it's in the middle of the room, so I'm not going to be able to. And is this Catacombs XL? I don't actually remember if I saw Curse of the Labyrinth pop up, but normally you only get like the double rooms, like the rooms right next to each other that form a humongous rectangle on Labyrinth floors. So I'm assuming that this is Curse of the Labyrinth, which is alright. I mean, as long as I get the keys from my item rooms, it's not that big of a deal. It just means I have to fight both bosses back to back, which can be a little bit annoying sometimes, but you know, I won't have like the opportunity to go down to the next floor and heal up and stuff, and also means I only have 1 chance for a devil room instead of 2. So effectively on Labyrinth floors you have a very, very low chance for the devil room, because it's unlikely that you're going to go through the entire room and both boss fights without taking any red heart damage. But we get telepills into my first item room, so I mean that means I don't have to use a key on it, but it's just lemon mishap. So pretty much a waste of an item, and for whatever reason, lemon mishap is such a common item. I just see it all the time, so it is. I don't know if that's the case. Like, really bad items tend to pop up more often. Really, just spacebar items in general, I'm not a big fan of. I mean, there's some good ones like Book of Belial and Candle, but other than that, for the most part, I just like rather not have spacebar items. And another horrible spacebar item in my other item room, so that's really disappointing. 2 very, very bad spacebar items in both my item rooms on this. So the only thing I have left to do is find the boss, which hopefully the boss is down this path. I mean, the only other thing I could do in this run is possibly try to get enough money to access the shop. That's the only other thing that only other good thing that I could possibly see coming out of this floor. So I might just want to make a beeline for the end as soon as possible, fight my bosses, hopefully get some good drops from them, and a devil room, and pick myself up a nice brimstone. I would be a big fan of that if that ends up working out. So this room full of bee-lickers, you know, I do have a soul heart cushion, so I don't believe I've taken any red heart damage on this floor so far. So if I could wind up doing this entire floor without taking any red heart damage, that would give me a much better chance to get a devil or angel room from my boss. So that's going to be my current objective. Hopefully I'll find my boss down this way, and then after I beat the bosses, maybe I can like go back through the floor, make the decision there if I want to, you know, continue on to clear out the floor, try to get myself a shop item, or if I just want to say screw it and move on down to the next floor. So unfortunately, this is not the boss. I thought this was the path down the boss. Well, I guess it still could be, but it's looking more and more unlikely as the floor continues. I don't know how I didn't get hit there. I really should have, but that was very close. I had a whole bunch of shots in a row there that were just very, very close to getting hit. So I want to take out that spider spawner as fast as possible, because those things can be extremely aggravating. There's a cursed room. I probably will come back to that later, but I don't want to open that up right yet. Just because, you know, I don't want to get rid of my soul heart cushion before I have to. So actually there's like rocks here that I didn't notice that were like inhibiting my movement a little bit. I think I got hung up a little bit on the rocks, and that's the reason why I took damage in this room, basically. A full red heart, that's not very useful. I much would have preferred a soul heart. That would have helped a bit more. So I am gonna, you know, use my pinking shears on this room, and that's only because this room is pretty much impossible to take damage on, or not to take damage on, if I did not use those pinking shears. So I would like the bee lickers to come down here, possibly. Perfect, that's exactly what I was hoping for. And I was going to say maybe I could hit 2 birds with 1 stone, take out some bee lickers, and also open up that soul heart rock. And that's what I ended up doing, so that was pretty much what I was trying for. Now this is like a really long windy path that I'm going down, so I hope that this path ends up going to the boss, because if it just ends in a dead end, that's like really disappointing. It's very frustrating when you go down like a super long path and it's just the boss at the end. What's the point of that? So a room with just a solitary knight in it. I mean, that's good. Getting pretty lucky with most of the rooms so far. I don't think I've found anything too, you know, game destroying yet when it comes to rooms. That wasn't too difficult. Another key. Getting lots of keys, you know. Keys are fine. They're gonna come in handy later on. There is that 1 gold chest, but it is in a challenge room, so because of that, don't think I'm gonna open it. I might, you know, if I get some sort of super overpowered item. From the bosses themselves. Yeah, as I figured, you know, I go down this incredibly long hallway, pathway, and then it just ends up being a dead end. That's such a troll. But I have to make all the way back and try to find out my boss room. So it's probably going to be like the last place I check, because that's just very typical of this game. But at least I will wind up getting a pinking shear recharge, because if the boss room was down here, I wouldn't have been able to use the pinking shears on it, and that does really help out a lot. So maybe a bit of a blessing in disguise. I've done a really good job with not taking very much damage during this floor at least. So, you know, again, haven't taken any red heart damage yet on the floor, and I believe if I don't take any red heart damage during the floor itself and also during the boss fights, that I should walk away with like a Devil Ranger room. So, you know, there are a lot of times when the Devil Ranger room just turns out to be horrible, but I mean, we can hope for the best. Unfortunately, that TNT blew up just a little bit too late and missed hitting Larry Jr. It was close, but didn't quite wind up working out how I was hoping it would. So, I mean, for the most part, you know, getting all these great rooms. Haven't had too many of those rooms with like a whole ton of eternal flies and poops in them. Haven't had any fish guy rooms yet, and I'm hoping I didn't just jinx myself. Oh, I had some greed heads, you know. Greed heads can be one of the worst rooms in the game, but at the same time, this is a very good layout for them. Looks like I just barely have enough range to actually hit those greed heads and make it work. And yet again, I go down the wrong pathway. So we're gonna have to do some backtracking, find my item room. More and more key drops. The keys just keep piling up. But unfortunately, the scents do not. So I probably would have to get like a very lucky guess of where the secret room is to wind up actually finding, you know, some money for the shop. So I will be going back for that demon judgment. After I defeat the bosses, I will do that and try to pick myself up, you know, wow, took a couple hits during this room. That's not good. I will try to pick myself up some sort of item from them. But if you play the demon judgments, it does count as taking red heart damage during the floor. So I really don't want to do that since I haven't taken red heart damage yet. So I'm going to beat the bosses first, and then I'm going to come back and defeat the demon judgments. So I think this is probably like the... Whoop! Okay, well, I just didn't have enough speed. Okay, body, go. Take out Pestilence, please. So this will upgrade my orbital, which is good. Unfortunately, this means I have a pretty good shot of getting like 3 meat boys, which is not good. So I might even like leave a cube of meat behind later on, because you really don't want level 3 meat boy. Level 2 meat boy is very good. Level 3 and beyond is very not good. So let's see what our second boss is. The Hollow. Okay, so I should be able to not take any red heart damage during this floor. Alright, so blow up, please. That is a lot of chargers. Can I avoid them? You know, I only need to, you know, not get hit again, and then that counts as no red heart damage. I should have gotten hit there. I don't know why I wasn't. But yeah, I just have to kill some chargers now without getting hit, and this should be a Devil or Angel room, because I still haven't taken any red heart damage from the floor, even though all my soul hearts are gone. And I did get the Angel room for that, and I also get a range up, which is decent. I mean, I kind of needed a range up. And I ended up getting Relic, so I got rewarded with my good play with the Relic. I got ironically rewarded by only using soul hearts for damage, you know, with more soul hearts from the Relic itself. So it's time to go back and play that Demon Vigor. I do have a lot of red hearts lying out around the floor. 2 lying in the boss room, so that's 2 plays itself. And it ends up paying out with the Miter right away. So Relic plus Miter means I will have a lot of soul hearts as long as I can stay alive this run and, you know, not die. Those two things usually go hand in hand. But as long as I can manage to do that, I should be able to garner a lot of soul hearts during this run, hopefully not lose them, and that will wind up to be, you know, good high health runs usually end up being successful. So we got another frozen screen, which may end up becoming another catacombs. That's usually what happens. Well, not catacombs, but an XL floor. So back-to-back XL floors, especially if this is Necropolis, that's not going to be fun. No, it's never mind. It's just the depths one. It wasn't even an XL floor. That's kind of weird. Usually the screen only spazzes out like that during XL floors. So I have no idea what went on there. Just my computer being odd, I suppose. This isn't exactly the best programmed game of all time. It's definitely one of the most fun games of all time, but not the best programmed game of all time. I will say that for sure. So, whole ton of rocks, you know, with all these knights, just a very tricky layout. Unfortunately, usually those knights chase you in that situation there, so I have no idea why that knight turned away. You know, due to their programming, they usually don't do that, so I'm not exactly sure what was going on. But again, hopefully I can, you know, get through the majority of the rest of this room without taking any more silly damage. That's the goal anyway. More knights. Man, these things, like, they're just so annoying, especially when you have low damage like me. Even though I have, like, 3 shooting familiars, you know, my damage, I still am at base tier damage for my character itself, so I'm not doing a whole lot against enemies. I really am, you know, struggling a little bit. One more knight to take out. Can I do it? I mean, luckily this is the depths, not the Necropolis, so it should be a little bit easier than normal. But still, I mean, I'm on the depths already. Haven't had a single health upgrade, haven't had a single damage upgrade yet. And of course, health and damage are the two most important stats in the game, and you need both to win. You can't win, well, I need both to win, I should say. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there who can win with like 1 red heart and base tier damage, but I'm not one of those people, so yeah, I don't have either of the 2 things that I need to win yet. Although I guess, you know, my familiars can kind of counter the damage, you know, they help a little bit, but they're not exactly gonna change the game. So let's go ahead and try to find the item as soon as possible. If I could get some golden chests, that would be epic, because, you know, I have all these keys, just really nothing to use the keys on. So golden chests would be very helpful, so I can, you know, use up some of these keys that the game has given me so graciously. Running a bit low on health here. And 5 knights. This is not exactly the room I wanted to run into right now. It would be awesome if my pinking shears were recharged, but they are not. So yeah, if my pinking shears were recharged, I would definitely use them on this room. This is just a very, very frustrating room to deal with without pinking shears being recharged. So I mean, I really want to get a good bomb placement down. That is not a good bomb placement. I was hoping that, you know, the bombs just have such a long detonate time. If I had like the remote detonator, you know, that the remote detonator is a great item for taking out knights and monsters of their ilk, you know, that are frustrating to kill. You carrying queen, stuff like that, you know, Mask of Infamy. Any monsters where, you know, you have to do some dodging tactics to really kill them effectively, the remote detonator is great at taking them out. Alright, so I managed to get through this room. I'm hoping that the room itself will drop a heart, and also that champion will drop a heart. And neither ended up happening, but I did end up getting the tick. Do I want that? Nah. I don't know, it can be decent. I'll take it, I guess. What that does is it heals you 1 red heart on the boss. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm using the shears now. The tick heals you a full red heart when you enter the boss room, and it also takes away 15% of the boss's health when you enter the boss room, which can be great, especially if you have low damage like me and the boss fights are going to take a while. Can end up being really good. So I get my first soul heart from the relic. Haven't had a heart from the miter yet, so I mean, hopefully I will get some. I imagine I will get some, because that's kind of what the miter does, is gives you hearts. But I mean, I'd also just kind of need some normal red heart drops from the floor itself now as well. I mean, I've already taken so much red heart damage, I pretty much have little to no chance of actually like getting an angel rune on this floor. I would love one, and I would love to get like Sacred Heart. I have had Sacred Heart once before, and it was like a game carrying item, and I did beat Isaac when I picked up Sacred Heart, so it would be awesome if I could, you know, end up doing that again. But it looks like I went the completely wrong direction to find my boss room. and also my item room, so I'm going to have to backtrack again quite a bit. And a room full of Mr. Maws. Again, the glitched ones, they almost always seem to be glitched with the fact that they like shoot their legs out at you instead of their head out at you. And somehow I actually haven't gotten hit, and also the Maw had an eternal fly. I mean, I've personally never seen that before. I know the psychic Maws have eternal flies, but the regular ones, that was not something I had, seen before, so that's kind of new. It's been surprising, like, how little sense I've had during this floor, during this entire run even, because, like, I haven't accessed a single shop yet, just because I've had way too little sense. I mean, I got enough sense to access the shop on the very first floor of the game, and then I wound up not doing that because I needed to spend those cents to get a key. Well, no, that was the second floor of the game, never mind, but still. And then I just haven't had enough sense since then. So, if I pick up a bomb, I will explode that for the golden chest, because I think that's worth it when I have all these keys. Golden chests are always worth, picking up, as long as you have enough keys. Like, you never want to compromise your ability to access the item room or the shop if you can afford it for a golden chest, but if you can afford it, you should always open them up, and I always do. Additionally, I could also place a bomb down here, get a tinted rock, and additionally get a gray chest, which would be even better place to put the bomb, I think. So for some reason I didn't open up my item room. I think like I saw the locked door and I just in my mind processed that it was the boss or something, so I didn't open it up. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the bomb down here, get 2 soul hearts from that, and also a gray chest. So I think that's a little bit better. And additionally, I got a bomb from the gray chest as well, which I was hoping for. I'm gonna go back and open up that gold chest. So yeah, again, I have no idea why I didn't open up the item room when I was next to it, but what I will be able to do is I'll be able to open it up now. I will have to put the bomb here, and the secret room could be here. Will it be here? Yeah, it actually ended up working out, so that's kind of cool. Whole bunch of money and some keys, so if I get 1 more cent, I will be able to access my shop, and that's not helping the slot machine inside the secret room. Oh, great, and another horrible spacebar item. But I did get, 3 spacebar items in a row. Not just 3 spacebar items, but 3 bad spacebar items in a run where I already have a pretty darn good spacebar item. So what I will do now, though, is I will head down to my shop because I do have enough sense for that. For the first time this entire run, I have enough money for buying out whatever item there is in the shop. And I'm hoping it's something good, because the game has not been incredibly kind to me so far. I guess, well, Relic and Miter are pretty good. But other than that, all these 3 item rooms in a row where I just get absolutely squat because they've been horrible. A half off Mom's coin purse. I will take that. Or, yeah, no, just regular Mom's purse. I apologize, not Mom's coin purse. I will take that just because it's half off, really. It's not the best item in the game, and it probably won't even help me out at all. I've picked up this item before, and I've never even had a use for it. But it does mean I will be able to pick up an additional trinket. So if I find something good, like, I don't know, cancer, or, the red patch, or a trinket like that I enjoy using, I will take it. And my boss will end up being War, which is bad, because that means that, I will get a 3rd level Meat Boy, which I didn't want. So, and War drops a whole bunch of bombs now, because he always does. He always seems to do this for whatever reason. So I will get a 3rd level Meat Boy, and I'm not even sure if I want to pick that up. I might just want to leave that on the ground, but it's a good idea. The only thing about the 3rd level Meat Boy is it's so nice for dealing with knights, but at the same time you don't get the orbital and you don't get the extra shooting damage. But I'm gonna pick it up just because we've had so many knights this run, and I have like no bombs. So running into knights and stuff like that, it's gonna be very, very nice. 4 in a row, guys. Oh my goodness. 4 bad spacebar items in a row in item rooms. So, out of all my item rooms in this game, I missed 4 straight item rooms this game. I can't even believe that. That's kind of insane. Just because, they're all spacebar items. It feels like the curse of the spacebar items almost, because, like, not just in this game, but in a lot of games recently, I've just had so many spacebar items, especially as Isaac, when there's only really the blue candle that you want to take, and then unless you end up getting a blue candle, which is very, very rare from happening, at least for me, you just keep the D6, you hold on to the D6, you start with a very, very good spacebar item, like the 2nd best spacebar item in the game. So why would you, trade that out? But I don't know. I don't know why it's going that way. Like, I can understand with Isaac why the game would do that, because it's just a complete troll. But with Maggie, it's just cruel. Speaking of cruel, back-to-back Chub rooms. Well, I guess he's not the worst in the world, but he's a kind of annoying boss, especially because I don't have enough speed to outspeed him if he charges at me when he's too close to me, because I haven't, well, Maggie is a fairly slow character to begin with, and I haven't had any speed upgrades this run. So that just means Chub is a little bit difficult to dodge, a little too difficult to dodge than he should be. But yeah, the only reason why I can't dodge him so well is just because I haven't had any speed upgrades, which is fine. You know, most of the characters in the game do need a speed upgrade, except Eve. Eve does not need one. But most of the other characters in the game do need at least one to be able to, well, for rooms like this, basically, to be able to dodge Chub and chargers and such. Let's go ahead into the shop, and we pick up the Nun's Habit. So that is a pretty good drop. I'll give the game that. I'm happy with that Nun's Habit. Pretty much the best shop item, other than the blue candle. Those two are kind of like, you know, very, very good. Which does mean I will be able to use the pinking shears every other time when I get hit, such as now. And then I got hit again, of course, because it's me. And I get to use the pinking shears. You know, we get a half charge for pinking shears. So I got like a full item charge in one room. So that's good. If I get some more money, I will come back into the shop and like buy that soul heart and masks and hearts. This is another room that I'd love to use pinking shears on. So there is a library here, although I don't think I need that library for anything, because, you know, I already have a very good space bar item. I pretty much have a better space bar item than anything you can get in the library. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. I'm just going to use the pinking shears again. I'm probably going to get hit more and damaged more soon, so both the Meat Boy and my body are chasing the masks instead of the hearts. Obviously, the hearts are the only ones that can get damaged, so chasing the masks is a little bit pointless. And Meat Boy, you were on a heart, and then he went off and started attacking a mask for, you know, some unknown reason, really. Again, they're both on the mask. That's the problem with AI in this game sometimes, is they'll chase things that can't be damaged, like masks, and I know there's other things that can't be damaged. I guess like when you're fighting the boss, that one boss. You all know who I'm talking about. Yeah, but yeah, that one. I'll just use this because, well, I have plenty of keys anyways, so just to clear out the library, I guess. And if there was like a Book of Revelations in there, I'd use it, and one time for a soul heart, but that's pretty much the only reason why I went in there. And challenge room that I could access. Do I want anything in here? It's a golden chest. Do I want this? It's one of those days. I'm feeling risky, so we're gonna go ahead and do it. It's not a very difficult room, so I should be able to clear out this room. Well, hopefully, as long as the next waves aren't too difficult. Oh, leapers. Pretty much the bane of my existence. As long as I can clear this out without taking damage, or at least without taking too much damage, I think it was worth it. Okay, so unfortunately I did take damage here. I'm just going to be using the pinking shears constantly with Nun's Habit, because, yeah, I mean, I could possibly save the charge for the boss or something like that, but it's Necropolis, so odds are I'll probably get hit on the boss anyway, especially because the boss is Mom, so I can pretty much guarantee I will take damage on Mom, and then I will have to use the pinking shears on her anyway. So just thinking, which is the more likely path to take to reach Mom? I'm probably going to go down this way. I realize that I still haven't had a single health upgrade the entire run, and that was not the correct path to go. I will check here for the secret room and hopefully get raw liver. That's the item that I would like right now, but the secret room wasn't there. Here's another place up by the shop that I could check for the secret room. Raw liver again would be very welcome if we want to do that, or if we want to just not have secret rooms on this floor, that would work as well. Just anything that's a health upgrade, in all honesty, would be extremely helpful. Meat Boy, if you want to like attack hearts and not masks, also that would be extremely helpful. You know, you just might want to consider it. It's one of those things that I'll just leave on the table for you, and you can either do as you please. I really wish I had a bomb for that, but I used up my bombs looking for a secret room that is apparently not there. So yeah, I mean that's a thing, I guess. Sometimes Meat Boy will like chase the trap too, like as he's doing right now. So he'll just stand on the trap, and he's not standing there just to derp out or anything. He actually legitimately thinks that the trap is an enemy, and that's why he's standing there. So we got half of a heart, which heals me up a bit, and I see another likely location for the secret room, so I really could use 2 bombs, one for a soul heart, one to check for the secret room. And of course, you know, as always, the boss path is going to be the last path that I go down, because that's just, you know, the way this game works. It's in its coding, you know, the boss path is always the last path that you go down, it seems like. For the most part. Meat Boy, come on, man. See, this is why I'm not a big fan of Meat Boy. His AI is just terrible. If his AI was better, yeah, he'd be actually a pretty decent familiar, because he does a good amount of damage. Screw it. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this for safety's sake. So now I have a body and Meat Boy that are gonna go around just like attacking Mask, because that's what they do. Meat Boy actually found his way to a heart, so good job there, fella. You know, just take that out for me, please. It's almost dead. Okay, one last one. I think we can, you know, tag team this one. And that room was successfully done without taking any damage. An additional soul heart gained. So I'm a big fan of that. And it would be awesome if I had picked up a 9-fold or something earlier on. Some sort of another item that could like help recharge my spacebar faster. Run. Okay, I very nearly got hit there. Managed to avoid it somehow. And yeah, I mean, all's well that ends well. And boss path should be right down here. I still don't have any bombs. I still want bombs. Oh my goodness, this is a room that I really want bombs for. I could both pop open a tinted rock and get a gold chest in one room. That is something that I would really like to get. I don't know if that's gonna happen though. I also don't know if Meat Boy is gonna like wake up from his slumber and help me out on these enemies or not. He's not doing it so far. I'd like you to. Well, that was just stupid. I actually just ran into the fish guy. Rather than like actually getting hit by him, I just decided, heck, you know, I'm just gonna run into him. Why not? So there goes 2 soul hearts. Do I want to play this? I have 5 keys. I just want a bomb. Really, come on. Ascent. It's a start. A bomb is really what I want. Soul heart, that's pretty good. I'll take that. No bomb for me? Okay. 1 bomb, and I get a golden chest. Oh, demon beggar. Well, no more bombs on this floor, so let's just head into the boss now. And it's mom time. Alright, so it's just a regular mom. Unfortunately, I was, you know, hoping that it would be a red mom, because red moms are the bomb. No pun intended. But yeah, that's my favorite version of mom to get, obviously, because I think that's everyone's favorite version. It's by far the easiest. Still on base damage, still on base health. So, you know, getting to mom in a fairly comfortable position on base damage and base health is, I think, fairly impressive. So I'm pretty happy with that. But I do have the pink and shears, which is a good item. And I do, oh my goodness, I can't believe I got hit there. I do additionally have, you know, relic and miter, which has helped, even though I have like barely any soul hearts now. Overall, during the run, it has helped. Oh, and I just noticed there is actually a tinted rock there, so we're gonna do that and get mom to blow that up for us, and we'll get a small rock from it. So that's awesome. There's also a bomb from that tinted rock, but unfortunately, because this is mom, the mom fight, I will actually not be able to leave this fight and use that bomb to go get myself that golden chest, because you know, this is the mom fight and you can't leave it unless you get a teleport out. So hopefully this box gives me a card that can teleport out of the room with, and if it does, I will be one happy camper. Or hopefully these pills are telepills and can teleport me out. Wheel of Fortune, that's not a teleport. Telepills, oh perfect, okay. And what that means is that I can leave, I can blow up that rock, you know, that's tinted rock, and there's something else. Oh yeah, the soul heart up here, I almost forgot about that. So I'm going to blow this up as well, since I have 2 bombs, get a soul heart, and then additionally there's another tinted rock that I can blow up, and another, you know, golden chest that I can collect. It would be kind of awesome if I got a small rock out of this one as well. I don't even know if that's possible. I haven't picked up the small rock yet. So maybe I could get 2 small rocks and that would increase my damage or something. That's the overall hope anyway. 2 golden chests, well that's awesome. 1 live bomb, a whole bunch of regular bombs, and a soul heart. I think that was a great decision. Very happy I got those telepills. That really helped out a lot. And I do believe there's like, I will play this demon beggar a couple times. Well, I'll just use this to get over to him safely. And he pays out right away with extra vision. Alright, so that's a pretty good drop. And yeah, we'll proceed down. And there is an angel room for me here as well. So wow, this floor has just been completely awesome. And then we get the Holy Grail, which is HP up and flying. So I think that mom fight is probably the most rewarding mom fight I've ever had, since it ended up paying out with a whole bunch of bombs. It ended up paying out with a soul hearts, a tinted rock, which had the small rock in it, and a Holy Grail. Probably the best mom's boss fight in terms of rewarding that I've ever had. So like the only thing that I'm missing right now, since I have decent damage, is, well, I don't have any orbitals, which is very, very bad. Very mucho bad. But I do have this Wheel of Fortune card, so if I end up getting a whole bunch of cents, I could play this Wheel of Fortune card and pretty much just hope for pretty flies. So I think I probably will be doing that as soon as I get enough cents. Like, I'm not going to spend it right away, and if I don't end up getting very many cents on this floor, there's no real reason to do that. I do end up getting a ton of cents, so I'm just going to smack down this Wheel of Fortune. Oh, it's a Soul Heart machine. Wonderful. Well, maybe I can get myself a better trinket than Child's Heart then, or it could just blow up on the very first play. Either one works, you know, whatever you want to do, game. So really, I just am hoping for a regular... Another Telepills. Okay, well, I'm really just hoping for a regular fortune machine, you know, a regular machine that I can use to possibly pick myself up some pretty flies. Because I really do need orbitals for the Isaac fight. As you guys, if any of you watched last run, pretty much the reason why I didn't beat Isaac last run is because just lack of any orbitals. But I will be able to access both secret rooms on this floor and both secret rooms on next floor. And secret rooms do have a fairly good tendency of, you know, having slot machines inside them. So maybe we can luck out and get a slot machine next floor. I don't think I've ever said the words luck out and get a slot machine, but they have been said. So I will go back for that Eternal Heart after this fight. And I'll just go ahead and use my Pinking Shears on this fight. And it's Skolex, I believe the name of this boss is. Like, I always get it slightly wrong. This is the boss that I can never remember the name of, because it's, at least for me, it's extremely rare. Like, I never get this boss fight for whatever reason. So, I mean, the body isn't helping me out too much. Obviously, like, the ability to fly is useless now, from the Pinking Shears at least. It's not a useless thing by any means. The ability to fly is awesome. But, like, from the Pinking Shears, I already have the ability to fly. So it's really just the body. That's the good thing about it. But, I mean, the body does a pretty good amount of damage when it actually can hit bosses. So I'm just going to hold on to the spacebar item unless I don't know, pick up a candle. But the only way to do that would be to get a judgy, and to use that judgy to get myself a blue candle. That's the only way it's going to happen. So it could happen. It is possible. And we get Magic 8 Ball, which is shot speed up. Not tears up, it's actually shot speed up. And we get a devil card, which is good. Again, increases damage. Very good card. And we'll go back and pick up this Eternal Heart, which is a health upgrade for next floor. Don't worry, I didn't forget about it. And we'll proceed down to the next floor, looking in a pretty good situation other than orbitals and health. Those are the two things that aren't amazing right now. My orbitals need some orbitals. Another Eternal Heart. Great. Well, I will be back for you later, sir. So that's another health upgrade. I think I'm just going to bomb my way out of this room because it's 2 sloths, and I don't really, not in the mood for fighting 2 sloths right now. You know, maybe some other time. Not today. No, thank you. No comprende español, pretty much. So this is a fairly easy room. I'm pretty happy with this one, especially with the ability to fly. Unfortunately, I don't have Spectral Tears. If I had Spectral Tears along with the ability to fly, that would be awesome. There actually is an item from Angel Rooms that can give you that. It's called Dead Dove, but I managed to pick up the other ability to fly. There's actually 2 abilities to fly that you can get from Angel Rooms. Dead Dove and Holy Grail, which I got, but I'm not going to argue with an HP upgrade. Like, HP upgrades are great. I should have been hit by that laser there. I wasn't, so maybe I should just be thankful rather than saying, oh, I should have been hit. But another, you know, so hard. I'm doing really good this run so far with, you know, overall just not taking damage. Really haven't been taking very many hits. You know, I'm on the womb. I don't believe I've been hit on the womb yet, have I? I don't think so. I managed to get around that Skolex fight without taking damage. I'm not saying I'm going to get like the Mama's Boy achievement during this run, although I do need that achievement. But yeah, I believe I haven't actually been hit on the womb yet. Chariot, okay, that's good. I'll probably use that on the Mom's Heart fight, and then end up taking the you know, Devil card down to Isaac with me. But yeah, I think the Devil card overall would be better. You know, both of those cards would be good on the Isaac fight, but I do believe the Devil card would be a lot better. So I'm just really hoping to find a, you know, slot machine. Like, when I don't want a slot machine, they always pop up. When I have no money on the womb, I get a slot machine every time. But now, when I actually do need a slot machine, they're nowhere to be found, which is just, you know, that's Isaac for you, pretty much. Getting hit a lot here. I do have really low speed. That's something I gotta keep in mind. My speed is quite terrible, so I went from, you know, saying, oh, I haven't even hit 2 rooms later, I've lost 5 hearts, but, you know, well, I mean, that's potentially, like, run ending, but as you can tell, like, Maggie is one of the slowest, if not the slowest characters to begin with. I haven't had a single speed upgrade all run, which I was complaining about earlier. And in addition to that, I also got the small rock, which is a speed down, so, you know, I'm not going to argue with the small rock, but in all honesty, like, I am very slow right now. So rooms with, like, leeches in them, you know, honestly, if I go to the cathedral and find a room with, like, 5 eternal leeches in it, that might be game over right there. There's a judgy. Okay, well, I'm going to be definitely pouring some money into him. If you paid out with the blue candle, I wouldn't even be mad. I would definitely take that over the pinking shears. It's like the only space bar item I would take over pinking shears, but I'd love that if that ended up working out. Either way, coin, not the worst thing in the world. Money, and he pays out with the treasure map. Well, that shows me where the secret room is, but other than that, not exactly what I would call helpful. But I also see the most likely route to the boss now, so I'm going to be heading in that general direction. And I'm beginning to wonder, is Chariot actually might be better to fight Isaac with than the devil? Yeah, I'm thinking this over in my mind, and I'm thinking, you know, with the Chariot, what I'd be able to do is I'd be able to use the pinking shears to get myself a body. I'd be able to use the ability of the Nun's Habit to get additional bodies, and then when I'm like really low health, I'll just pop the Chariot and I'll have like 4 or 5 bodies just going off on Isaac, doing a ton of damage, and then I'll like stand on top of him and just absolutely wreck him. So you know, that's the strategy. Is it gonna work out? Heck, you know, with my current speed at the moment, I very well actually might die before I even reach Isaac on the cathedral. Like, it is not something to underestimate at all. I mean, the cathedral should never be underestimated. A lot of the enemies in there are actually quite difficult, but not trying to be too negative here, but I'm just saying it's very, very possible that I might die before I even reach Isaac at all. But we'll see. So there's an arcade in here. I'll pop open the arcade, and it's an additional fortune teller machine. Well, I'll play it, although I was really hoping for a normal machine just because I really want those pretty flies, but whatever, I'll play this and hopefully get some soul hearts from it, hopefully get, you know, cancer, red patch from it, stuff like that. Red patch is great against Isaac because well, a golden chest, okay, I'll take that too. More money that I don't need, and I will explode you, and I will additionally explode you. So I got a soul heart out of him, which is great, an additional soul heart out of the blood bank. So overall, 2 soul hearts from the arcade. Pretty good pickup there. And let's go ahead and there is greed in the secret room. There is a greed in the secret room, has been confirmed. So what this means is, you know, the best possible drop that you can get off greed is a Steam sale. So, you know, nothing really to get too excited about. But I also got a great chest, another soul heart. So, you know, all those soul hearts that I lost in those leech rooms earlier because they were faster than me are swiftly coming back. So I did find the boss fight. That was my ideal here. That was the reason, you know, the reason for the seasons. The reason why I, you know, went through the secret room is because I was hoping that the boss fight would be right here, and it ended up working out. Come on, shoot a green tear at me, explode this. Because I think there's a decent chance for there to be a tinted rock here. But whatever, he doesn't want to cooperate, so let's just take him out. You know, Freds normally have pretty low health. There he goes. Okay, time for the mom's heart fight. Let's go, Rambo. Get the body out, and if I get hit one more time, I'll have an additional body out because of the Nun's Habit ability. Oh, I almost forgot to pop the devil. So let's pop that open as well. More leeches. Uh-oh. Not a big fan of these, but, you know, I have decent range and decent fire rate and a lot of damage, so I should be able to take them out. Overall, this run is looking pretty good, and, you know, I just realized this entire time I've been talking about fighting Isaac, we're actually going to be going for the devil. But I just realized, like, I haven't beaten Maggie. I haven't beaten the devil with Maggie yet. Or actually, should I go to Isaac? Because, you know, I think my build currently is a lot more suited to defeat Isaac than the devil. I think the pinking shears are much, much more effective on Isaac than the devil. So I might go to Isaac, because like Isaac overall is more difficult to fight, and I do need an Isaac kill with Maggie to unlock, you know, whatever she unlocks with when you beat Isaac with her. But I don't know. I'll decide in just a minute. But I definitely should have used the Chariot card on the Mom's Heart fight if I was going to the devil, going to Sheol. But we'll see. We'll see. Just because I have that Chariot card and the picking shears, you know, it would be a lot more effective against Isaac. But again, I do want to unlock that Guardian Angel pretty bad. So I am going to be making the long trek back to pick up my Chariot card, because that's really, really going to be helpful when I do pick that up. And I guess, you know, the devil wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I really wished I had like a world card or a emperor card right now. That would be so helpful, but unfortunately I have neither of those. And also I got to grab that eternal heart. I almost forgot about it, but I did remember it. So I will be going back to pick that up. And I guess the rooms in Sheol won't be nearly as difficult with the ability to fly, even though like my speed is horrible right now. So when I wind up running into a room with a whole ton of faceless knights, that's going to be kind of a difficulty. But anyway, I did end up getting my eternal heart, so it's all good. And if only I had an emperor card, I'd be like set. I would take that over the Chariot any day. But unfortunately I don't have one. So yeah, we're just going to head down to Sheol, because I do want to finish off Sheol. Spent all that time like planning my Isaac fight, and I end up not even fighting him, so that's really unfortunate. But let's go ahead and go down to Sheol, not up to the cathedral. And I think the only character I haven't beaten Sheol with is Eve. After I win with Maggie, that is if I win with Maggie. Trying to be positive here, you know, trying to say, yeah, we're gonna win this. But yeah, I do believe the only character I haven't won with now is in fact Eve. So, oh boy, this room, the bloodshot eyes are real. I mean, obviously they're real, you can see them, but okay, so I'm hoping my body, and I keep on saying my body, it just feels so weird saying that, but you know, my buddy and my body hang out together and take out those faceless knights. So another bloodshot eyes room, dude. This is not cool. Not a big fan. Come on, buddy. Meat Boy just takes out those bloodshot eyes. He makes it a lot easier, I will admit. Like without spectral tears, sometimes those things are a struggle. 3 more cents. That's not terribly helpful, but I do believe the boss room should be right up this way. It should be. Okay, cool. And there is a slot machine here, which, yes, I'm going to be putting all my money into. And, wow, really, that didn't hit the rock, whatever. I will be putting all my money into this and basically just trying for some orbitals, basically. That's, I mean, I might be strong enough to beat the devil as it is right now, but I don't want to take any chances. I mean, this has been a 48-minute run. I don't want to do this over again and go down to Sheol anyway. Well, there's a pill there. I've already had 1 bad pill, and I haven't had any good pills during this rotation, so it did end up being a good pill. I was going to say, you know, odds are in my favor right now, so I don't feel too bad taking this pill, and it ended up working out. So we'll play down this slot machine, hopefully get some pretty flies to join in with their friends, the blue flies, and also that just make things a lot easier. Regular black fly, which is actually more rare than a pretty fly, or no, pretty fly is more rare. One of those two. But anyway, or soul hearts, you know, if you want to pay out with those. A soul heart, okay, that wasn't the worst thing in the world. And the boss room is not here, but we do have double Loki. I do believe I can bomb my way out of this room, which I will do, and wind up not taking any damage. So that kind of threw a wrench into things. I really was expecting that to be the boss room, and it was not the boss room. So where could the boss room be? That is the puzzle that we're facing at the moment. Oh boy, 2 sloths. Not one of my favorite rooms in the world, but I should be able to take this out. You know, again, it's not a very hard boss. I don't like fighting mini bosses because they're time consuming to fight and they're annoying, but out of all the mini bosses, you know, there are much worse ones than sloths. You know, fighting a room with 2 super envies in it before, which I have done that before, and it sucks. I mean, there's really no other way to explain that other than it just completely sucks. There's nothing fun about that. Nothing at all that's enjoyable or a good time about super envies. So there is a card there. What was I? 2 of hearts would be nice, I guess. 2 spades, that doubles my keys. That's probably not going to be useful at all. But I'll take it. In a room with the fallen in it, so that is not good. That is really, really, really a bad time. I do not like the fallen. And I will have to fight this guy later on when I fight the devil. So, I did not have enough speed to get away from that guy, but somehow I managed to do it anyway, even with the low speed. I don't know how I managed to get away from him. Okay, so fallen chasing me. There's no way I'm getting away from him without taking a hit. Luckily, it was only 1 hit and not 2 hits, because if they touch you for a certain amount of game ticks, then it's actually 2 hits. But I think I was very, very good to get away from this room with only taking 1 heart of damage. Right? 1 heart of damage? That's what we're going to do? Okay, perfect. Very, very fortunate to get away from that room, only taking 1 heart of damage. So I'm definitely going to be escaping from this room. Or I could just like have Meat Boy go ham and take out the Faceless Knights. That works too. Never mind, I was going to say I'm just going to run away from this room and not even bother with it, but, you know, if Meat Boy can do this entire thing by himself, you know, why not? Just let him go about his business. I'm not going to deal with these guys myself, because if I even try, I will take damage. I will get hit. It's not going to be fun. Okay, Meat Boy, he ran right past you. Come on, man. You can take him out. You can do it. You're my only hope, Meat Boy. And it looks like, there we go. Got a free bomb out of it. What's in this challenge room? I'm not going to be doing it. Yeah, golden chest. I thought this much. The only thing I would do it is, well, I don't think I would do it at all. Maybe if there's a pentagram in there, then yes. But for any other item, no thanks. So we proceed on down to our boss room, which has to be this way, because there's no other way which it can be. Unfortunately, like, the way that the boss room is, again, as always, it's the very last place I check. It's always the last place I check. Alright, that was probably a waste of the chariot card, but I would have been hit again if I didn't use it. So that's my reasoning behind it. Room full of Faceless Knights, you know, normally that's annoying, but, you know, I kept on bad-mouthing Meat Boy earlier. I'm like, I hope I don't get a level 3 Meat Boy. It's going to be so horrible if I do. And then I end up getting one, and he, like, saves my butt over and over again by, you know, taking out these night rooms easily. So I apologize for that, Meat Boy. I misjudged you a little bit. And if you could just take these guys out. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It's all going according to plan. And my boss room should be coming up real soon, and I'm in a pretty good situation. You know, I didn't have any major troll rooms. Sometimes you'll come across a room with like 47 bloodshot eyes in it and you're just dead. That does tend to happen sometimes in this game. It's really frustrating because you can get so far and then get the absolute biggest troll in the world. And I will, you know, go ahead and pop my head off a couple times here. And we also have a... I'm not sure what those things are called, but, you know, that replica clones of you. I can just stand close to him and let Meat Boy take him out, so there we go. Okay, well, I did take a couple hits there. But, we're ready for the fight, so let's go ahead and go in. I don't have any charges. Oh, no, Meat Boy, what are you doing? Meat Boy, you idiot. Oh, my goodness. That was so annoying. That's very frustrating. Okay, so Meat Boy there just screwed me over by pushing my bomb. That's the worst thing about Meat Boy, in all honesty. Right there is the fact that he pushes bombs. And another horrible thing is my speed at the moment. I took 2 hits there because of my speed. Yes, 100%. That is not my fault. That is the fault of me just having very low speed at the moment. So, whoop, whoop. Okay, I tried my best to dodge. Again, low speed really screwed me over. So this is sometimes, like I say, speed is kind of a bad upgrade or a bad thing to have sometimes, but oh my goodness. I gotta say, if I just had like Wooden Spoon in this run, I would probably have at least 5 or 6 more hearts now. And if I lose this fight, there's a good chance that I could lose this fight. If I lose this fight, it will be because of my speed. And I think that is the first time I've ever said that. But I am doing a lot of damage. My bodies are getting in there and really doing a lot to the devil, so that's great. Let's get another one in there. You know, 4 bodies running around all over the place. It's kind of crazy to watch. My keyboard is lagging a bit because I was pressing the left arrow or the right arrow, and it was moving down, but I won. That was close. I don't think I could have beaten Isaac with that, so I'm pretty glad with my decision, but unlocked Guardian Angel, which is a very, very good trinket, and I guess I'll be working on trying to get a devil win with Eve pretty soon. But thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed. Stay tuned to the next episode, and see ya. Me and my 4 bodies and Meat Boy just hanging out. Pretty awesome.